You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show.
We are here doing another after show for Dancing with the Stars, season 18, week 8, and we are already going off here in studio with an amazing show for you in store. Don't be concerned, Kristyn Burtt is joining us on the line from Texas. Hi, Kristyn.
Kristyn?
Hey guys, miss you.
We miss you too.
Yeah, we miss you.
Miss you lots.
I'm gonna first start off introducing my incredible guest sitting to my left, Miss the Shirley Ballas.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody.
I mean, your titles are so long, I don't know, 10-time U.S. champion?
Yes, 10 times Open to the World, United States champion, 3 times Open to the World champion, just to name a few.
Just a little.
We'll be here all night if we keep going. That's enough, thank you.
Impressive. And across the table, Trebunskaya.
Hi, everybody.
And to her left, Julz Tocker.
What's up? Welcome.
Well, we have so much to discuss tonight. What a show last night, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's first of all talk about there was a guest judge.
Yes, there was.
There was.
Dance moms,
Wasn't
Abby
that fun?
Lee Miller. Look at your faces.
Okay, who wants to start with that?
Well, wow. I just, what I want to say is I see both sides of the coin. People have personal, strong personal opinions about her style of teaching, for sure. I will give her props in that she was true to herself last night.
Well, that's why she's there. She's there to be her, so she had to be. Otherwise,
right. I got to say there was plenty of facials from the judges all night, and then from the pro dancers. So it made for interesting. I want to know your opinions on her as a judge.
Miss Ballas.
Well, I feel, as an adjudicator, I thought she did an okay job, but I felt that she was really there to try to critique or to shock or to be different from everybody else is kind of what I felt. I mean, I've watched her show. I'm sure you all watch her show or have watched it in the past. And I can't say that I agree with her technical way that she talks to her children. And
Not my cup of tea.
I mean, a long time ago I heard an expression that the Lord said, if you give me the child till they're 7, I will give you the man. By the time she's finished with the child at 7, there's nothing left but mush. So I think that she doesn't exactly give them like a building of a character or introduce them to a world of beauty. It's all quite negative, or everything I've seen about her. Maybe there's a softer side. I've yet to see that.
Well, Derek, whom you coached for a long time, right, was talking after the show, and he didn't mention her name, but he did say that he grew up in a very positive, loving, coaching, teaching environment. And his fear is for kids that are super talented, that one day when they get old enough, they're going to quit because they're not going to want to take it anymore.
Well, they will, because right now when they're small children, of course, the parents want to be part of a TV show. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I wonder whether the show is about the children or the parents, as usual. And they push them into it, and you can see on the faces of some of the children, it's just not a pleasure. It's not something they look like they want to do.
Right.
So
You have people in life like drainers and radiators, and the best coaches I've ever found are radiators, and they always give you inspiration, positive, and as Miss Ballas can be, crack the whip when needs to be.
Strict, I'm strict.
It's in
I am
a
strict.
positive way for the future.
I still have
both
bruises.
my students, by the way, both my students.
I still have bruises. They're more emotional.
Hey.
Hey, they're more emotional at this point. They're not physical, but I'm joking.
No, but I find
Not really.
Oh my
I find
gosh.
Abby to definitely be someone who drains those poor children's energy, then the life out of them. And it's not fair.
I feel like, just like you guys both mentioned, and coming from a true coach here, Shirley Ballas, who coaches, the top of the top professionals, adults, but she does coach as well children, and she makes children into champions. So, and Shirley has a definite style, but what she's able to do is, you know, way above this Abby lady, and with the style that she does, that is a building style. It builds you up. It builds a foundation for the future. It's always future oriented. That's what I felt from you when you were coaching me.
Well, I just think if you believe
And
it, you
with
can
kids,
achieve it. And
yeah.
if you don't believe that you can achieve something, it's very difficult to get your goals.
And I felt like she was there. Almost everything that came out of her mouth was negative. Like, I feel she's a person that, like you said, just radiates negativity and
Drains. I said drainer.
She just doesn't seem like a happy person, and she just wanted to be somebody. It's like, just relax. Like, you are sitting next to the top of the top. You are judging the top of the top. I thought she was rude. I thought she was inappropriate towards professionals. I thought she was not professional how she judged, because of Max's comment, she lowered the score for the student. But she's supposed to be judging the student, not technically Max's words, because that's just not professional. So, yeah, here we go.
Kristyn, what did you think of Abby Lee?
You know, I think she purposely brought her dance mom's insane personality, which isn't really her, and I think she just wanted to make television. She wanted to cause controversy. The producers love that. And but she did make a few valid comments, and because of all of her insanity and playing her character, it made them not valid.
That's right.
Because I thought she had some good technique critiques for some of the contestants to move forward with in the final 2 weeks, but we all got lost in the shenanigans that were going on, and then oftentimes her scores didn't match what was coming out of her mouth. So she lost me on that.
Right.
Yeah.
And she made some comments that we'll get to that, I'm sure, with Mark's
we will.
performance, but that didn't make sense as well. Like, and
They
people
were-
misread. People didn't understand what she
think
meant. She wasn't trying to.
She wasn't trying to be mean
No,
with
she
Mark, because
wasn't.
I replayed it back. I think she was
She
actually
wasn't.
trying to be quite pleasant.
She was.
But
Yeah.
people were already waiting for her because of the
And
Twitter
downing her,
war that
yeah.
had gone on
Yeah,
between
exactly.
Derek and Mark.
That
and
one
her.
was hard to follow. I
Yeah.
had to think for a second. Okay, well, we could talk about her all
Yeah,
night. Let's move on to Shirley's son, Mark Ballas, doing his opening number.
Yeah.
Were you in studio instead of backstage?
I was I was backstage with him during the afternoon and in stage with him when he did his first performance of his new single, Get My Name. And I was one of those screaming banshees that was just up there going bananas. I lost myself for a moment there.
I gotta say, I watched it a few times, and after watching it a couple times, when I closed my eyes, I didn't even realize it was Mark. And how charismatic his performance, by the way. It reminded me of a cross between Bruno Mars and a whole bunch of people, but I just wanted to get up and dance.
Yes.
Did you
The
guys
whole
like it?
studio felt that. I
Yeah.
felt we were both
It was,
right there.
yeah,
and
we were actually on the same row.
Yeah.
He was behind Carrie Ann, and I
We
was
were giving
behind
the eyes to
Bruno.
each other
We were
like-
Who choreographed it? Because, by the way, when it was just the men, oh my God, I was screaming. I was
Yeah.
dying.
It was Mark, and then
Derek?
somebody helped, right?
Well, Mark did most of the choreography, and then one of his Misha did the choreography for the 5 boys that were in line, and I think Derek kind of cleaned it a little bit and what have you.
Oh, it was so good. Kristyn, what did you
great.
think of Mark?
I loved it. You know, he sounds a little bit to me like Robin Thicke. And it sounds
Wow.
like Bruno Mars. I
very
loved
similar.
it.
Thank
And
you.
I've got to say, I'm gonna throw this out there because we see it so many times. Thank you for singing and dancing, because I'm so tired of people saying I can't sing, so I lip sync and then I'll go out because I have to do this big dance, break in the middle. So it was
But
really
I have
nice
to tell you
see that
something
from an
funny.
artist.
The day before, when he was rehearsing, I went to the rehearsal the day before, and he had a big piece of choreography in the middle. And he came afterwards. He said, "I'm going to have to cut that, Mummy." He said, "Very difficult to get back on the mic and sing." So they adjusted his dance parts a little bit for him, so he was able to balance a little bit. He kind of gets it, what he's capable of, the dancing and coming back to sing. So
Well, it did not look that way, because when he was dancing, he was the usual Mark, full out, 200%. And then when he was on the mic, he was a performer back with singing.
I think that was one of my favorite openings, maybe of the season for me.
oh well, thank you.
far,
Definitely,
Yeah.
it was fun. The thing is, when you're in
Well, he's
studio,
homegrown, isn't he, by Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
So
Of
it's
course.
nice after 20 years of playing flamenco guitar and singing
Yeah.
and doing his world of music that he's able to
But
showcase.
he always delivers a performance wherever we go and hang out and sing and perform. It's always 200%. It's always out there. It's always performed. So that he brings in the dancers when he performs as well. And it was just like, it was a huge, awesome production. It was fun.
Fantastic. We'll get more.
Yes.
We'll get back to Mark later in the show. Let's get into this. Charlie and Sharna doing the quick step. refocused on the journey instead of focusing on the 10s, and then they end up getting a 40. Anna, what do you think?
Well, that's exactly what we talked about last week, that he was so focused on getting a perfect score that was his motivation. I felt this time his motivation was, no, let's just have a good dance. And that's the exact opposite, really. That's what you really should be doing, right? Is focusing on the product versus on the end result. And I thought it was great. I mean, technically, I can pinpoint little things here. I mean, his hand was a bit of a claw on her back, but like that's like little things. Yeah, it was like, it's like little things that you like, no, whatever. I mean, overall, I mean, his frame was beautiful. His posture, his upper line is so good. I mean, it's to almost professional level, and his footwork was great. It was very light, and he's such a light mover that I thought quick step suited him really well. I mean, that was his dance for sure.
Julz?
I enjoyed this number a lot. It's hard to critique for this one. I feel like Anna, you mentioned nearly every single thing possible.
Little things, but
everything was pretty clean. I mean, sometimes there was maybe separated a bit, but the choreography, it was meant to be like that when they're running up the stairs and that sort of thing. I don't know what Miss Abby, whatever her name is, Wee Lee, was talking about his back walking up the stairs or something. I don't even know what she was on about.
I don't even know what she said to him.
But I thought it was a really clean performance. Fun, the song, the mixture of everything, starting on the stage, and they used the whole floor, wrapped around, back on the stage. Boom. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Really quick, Sharna was so beautiful as always.
Yeah.
But what I want to say to Charlie is I was watching him. But normally I tend to watch Sharna with her other partners, and I couldn't take my eyes off him. What did you think?
Well, I think Charlie is a sunshine boy. I think he's got the most fantastic visual appearance. I think he's just got one of those faces that every mother wants to just grab hold of. I just think he's just a gorgeous person, and I've met him in person, so he's really lovely.
Yeah.
I think he, being an ice skater, he's completely coordinated.
Yes.
So as with the other ice lady that dances with Max, they're both coordinated people, so they already look great to me as dancers. Yeah. He's light on his feet, he could shift, just a couple of things like you say, but again, non-ballroom dancers, you forgive all those things. Yeah, great footwork, great musicality. Shauna happens to be one of my favorite ladies on the show, so I think she does an immensely amazing job with him. So I think he's in with a shot, this young man.
Absolutely. Kristyn, what did you think of Charlie and Shauna?
I just want to say one thing. I tweeted it out last night. It was so nice to see Charlie get out of his head and just do it out there on the dance floor. And I think that the psychology of it all was just, you saw a little bit of it in the package, but he just nailed it. And it really did kind of show some of the judges' comments from the prior weeks kind of just got to him. Yeah. And it was nice to see him just be able to put it away. And to compliment Sharna, again, like choreography, she's been nailing it every single week with him and, giving him a packed routine. And, he's out there and he's doing it. So I'm glad that they were able to bring both of those elements together.
Definitely. A well-deserved 40.
Totally.
Yeah. Moving on to Danica and Val doing the tango. I personally, I love the set dressing, the chandelier, like the whole concept, the makeup, everything about it. I was in it.
Yeah. The look overall that she had, I mean, the character, right? The outfit, the makeup, the hair, it was just spot on. And it was definitely a very memorable performance. I would say it was one of the most memorable performances of the night.
Yes.
To me. On the technical level, I mean, she's just good. Like that tango, I agree with Len. It took them a little bit to kind of get on the dance floor.
But there's a reason behind all that, because I talked about earlier in the week.
Yeah?
And because of the rib and everything, he was trying to work out what he can do, what he can't do. They couldn't do a full-on 1 minute 30 track of just tango. They had to put on that character, which I think he did really well. He drew, and I didn't actually think, oh, come on, guys, let's get the show moving. I didn't really think that, to be honest. I enjoyed all that beginning. It got me into it.
No, I enjoyed it a lot, but then afterwards, I wish there was another 2 minutes of dancing from her. You know what I mean? I was like,
yeah,
it's so good. I want to see more. And
I think physically she couldn't, though.
I did too.
Well, here we go. And that's the explanation. But whatever we saw was great. She was with him. They were connected, their timing. And he's a fast dancer. We talked about it throughout the whole time. He moves. He's quick. He's sharp. And she was able to keep up. So I'm just going to go a little bit. I know it's ahead of time. But she killed it last night.
It's a shame that wasn't the week before.
Yeah. She killed it last night.
That was the week before. We might have seen a different result.
Yeah, in her own dance and in the duel, whatever that's the name of it, the dance duel dance, she killed it. I'll bring it up again, and it was just like, why was it her? But then who? You know, at this point, who else?
Who else is gonna go? Yeah, who else is gonna go? Shirley, what do you think?
Well, I think Ballas seems to have gotten his choreography in order, and he seems to be able to balance it between something that's exciting and still keeping the technical skill. I personally thought that she looked like she was struggling a few places. I didn't think that she looked 100% like she was on top of every piece of choreography. So for me, as a professional eye, thought there was one or two little bits off. I thought her costuming, everything was outstanding. I didn't think for 1 minute she was going to go home, because to me, she's also a runner for the final.
Right.
But again, if people don't vote, that's what happens. But generally, I enjoyed the number. As an entertaining number, I enjoyed it. But I did feel that there was a few blips, and I particularly didn't care for the samba.
Yeah.
Me neither.
No.
We'll get to there, though.
Yeah,
won't
we will
Suri?
get there. Kristyn.
Yes, I love the stylized look of this, but I have to say, watching it from home on TV, it was frustrating for her to get to the dancing. I totally understand it was designed because of her injury, which completely makes sense. She was having problems again, though, with her arms. She always sort of drops her arms or throws them away a lot, and you saw it again in the samba. And it was something that she had sort of fixed for a couple weeks, and it was back, and I didn't know if it was injury-related too. She was protecting herself, but it was sometimes hard to watch.
Well, they scored a 38. Do you guys think that was fair? Or?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Because there was still a lot of attack
Maybe
and
a little high.
You think?
38?
Friends were high.
I felt maybe
so.
just slightly.
Okay.
I feel
right.
maybe for that.
Okay. Well, moving on, and we have a lot to discuss on this couple. Meryl and Max doing the rumba.
Where shall we start?
I know. Let me just start really quick. What the package, and in general, how affectionate they are, and
Very.
I really do. They are. I mean, he's always rubbing her arms, and I mean, they're always on arm in arm. I'm really enjoying seeing the softer side of Max on camera.
But he's
this
generally
season.
an affectionate person.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing.
know him.
Just you
I've
don't
known
know
him.
him. Yeah.
I've known him for, I don't know, 15 years. He is generally a very affectionate. I mean, he gives you cuddles and loves. He's very polite. You know, so a little bit his character is on there, but he is a
100%.
sweet person.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so who wants to? I mean, I don't want to go on. I didn't mean it like that.
Let's
I
not
meant
get
to,
started
like-
again, Suri.
No, that's not what I meant.
I
No,
can
it's fine.
start. I always
Everybody
talk
thinks
about
that I don't like
Max.
Max, but I do like him. Go ahead.
I always
I know,
start
see.
with Max. Maybe it's the Russian.
No, давай.
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 Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I, again, love the concept, I love the feel, I love the emotion. Now, again, what's going on? Because she's wearing flats. Like, why not Latin heels?
That looked like contemporary, didn't
Right?
it?
It
More
did.
of a contemporary
And
feel
it
than a rumba.
definitely was more contemporary feel. So when they even started, and because we were in the audience and you can't always hear the announcement because the crowd goes so loud, I'm like, oh, they're doing a contemporary just based on their outfits and her shoes. I was like, okay. And then they started doing the rumba. I'm like, no, wait, it's a rumba. The only thing that I would change is the shoes, because it would have allowed her to do
Articulate her
a
feet.
better quality of movement for the rumba. Now, having said that, it was still gorgeous and beautiful. It was one of the best pieces overall that we have seen on Dancing with the Stars this season. And the fact that somehow she's able to draw this teddy bear out of Max. It's kind of one of those things, you know, she believes in him being a teddy bear and he becomes a teddy bear. That's what I feel, you know.
She's not the genie.
Yeah, she does. She kind of does, and she is so sweet. And I just feel like he is super happy with her, and they just click together. And what they able to produce as a couple, it's outstanding. It really
Well, I think
is.
it's nice to be able to work with someone who you can basically say, do a triple spin, land in the split,
That's
and then
right.
get back up, do a
Yeah,
backflip, and then land on my
absolutely.
finger.
I mean, the choreography was intense, you know,
Yeah.
double telly spins and
That's
fast spins
fun
and
to be
drop
able to
the floor
do
and up and
that.
down. I mean,
He must be
she's
a bit more relaxed this season to be able to do that stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So for him, also, I think it's a very different season for him. Now, the shoes thing, is there a reason why she's not in those heels? Is he being clever, and can she not do what he wants her to do in those
My
heels?
question is about her toe. Is it maybe because of her toe injury?
Well, she got
Didn't she?
ingrown toenail. What's wrong?
She hurt her toe during the Argentine tango. Kristyn, you know about it?
Yeah, she got injured the week with Val doing the Argentine tango. So there's been issues back and forth with that. So I thought maybe that was just sort of a decision to make her feet feel better and everything else.
Maybe.
But I've got to say, and I'm going to agree with Abby Lee Miller on this, the toe pointing thing drove me bananas. It was just like a dangling foot on that gorgeous extension on that arabesque, and I was like, oh my God, now there's like a floppy foot.
I was shocked by that, just because I know she's used to being in a boot.
In a boot, but she's not used to pointing her feet, is she? She's used to the foot being square.
Yeah.
Right. Did you love the performance?
I love the performance. I think she's also a front runner, and I think that whatever she does 100% from her heart. I really feel that Max is going for it this season. I spoke to him and he goes, well, I'm not thinking about winning, Shirley. I'm just thinking about performing. Good. And I feel that that's what he's doing each week. But I know somewhere in the bottom of his heart, I don't think there's a person in the nation that wouldn't be happy if he won. I mean, how many years has he been at it now?
Yeah.
Many.
You know, and he's had some good partners. He's just missed out. He was second one time, wasn't he? With
Mel B.
Scary Spice, was that? Yeah.
Scary Spice, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know.
The MMM is his combo, isn't it? He has to have a partner that's named M.
Yeah. Could be his season.
Yeah.
We'll see. Could be it. Well, they had the 9,
I thought
9,
that
8,
was,
and 10.
I thought that was mixed up score. I thought at least that 8 should have been a 9.
Well, let's talk
That's
about
our
that
friend. Was that our
really
friend?
quickly. That was our friend,
Yeah.
Abby Lee, giving the 8. After Max said, I don't really care what she has to say, when Aaron, asked about the.
But I think the scores have already gone by the time.
They have. The scores
They
have
do.
gone.
Scores
I
have
see
already
the, I
gone
see the
by
note
that
go.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
They go.
But an 8? Really?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't like the sickled feet.
Yeah,
But
but then
one
everything
thing-
else, though.
Yeah.
I know.
But there's everything else. Sickle foot, everything else.
But then you can say that about Carrie Ann. One lift, Peter's foot just came off the floor ever so slightly. Boom, point down.
I
Shauna got mixed in her dress, didn't she, on one of the numbers, so she dropped her a point for that.
It's
Yeah,
just,
what's going on with the judges, like, picking on the professionals? Like, that's new. They've never used to do that. I mean, it was Shauna messed up, wasn't Charlie messing up, and then it was Max's comment. Not, you know what I mean? It's like, and then it's Mark's choreography, not some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is that with judges picking on the pros?
I'm gonna send that to Shirley. I don't know.
Perhaps they're bored. They've done so many seasons. Okay. Let me just lighten this place up a little bit.
They wanna tickle.
I mean, let's face it, if you sit there week in and week out and you didn't have,
For
you know,
18
like even not
seasons.
have Abby. I mean, the boys said, why do you think they've picked her? And I said, they picked her because you are talking about it.
exactly.
That's
Well, we said
exactly
that.
why they picked her.
exactly. We know that. We all know that's why.
You know, a little dig here and there, it gets everybody.
She's going to
kinda
bring a few
riled
other
up, so.
viewers to watch from her show, maybe some younger
Yeah.
crowd. You know, there's reasons behind it, everyone. It's not just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
She's bringing something to them. We're talking about it the whole show nearly right now. So come on.
Even though
Right.
you think it's random, it's really not.
All right, we've got to move on because we have so much to get to. Moving on to Candace and Mark. Gosh, I just gotta say that I have fallen for this girl. She's my girl crush of this season.
Well, she's a bit of a dark horse, I feel. I mean, we started on week 1 and, Mark said to me, how far do you think I'll go, Mummy? And I said, well, coordination's kind of not your thing, but if you're smart with the way you choreograph, maybe you'll stay till about week 4 or 5, and she's on the semi-final. So I got that wrong, but I think that she, for me, generally, I think she's got a very kind heart. I think she comes across very, very well on camera. She started from 0 where she couldn't coordinate the left from the right. I mean, I watched it. It was like pretty sad. And she's really moved into getting it together and really trying to perform, and every week she just wants to raise the bar a little bit, and if she
That's
can do
it.
that, then she's moving up. So she's not trying to train this high goal. She's just trying to be
Week by week.
week by week. I want to be a little bit better in this department. This week was a bit about the arms, and I thought this week she brought character. I thought the
100%.
number was a fun number.
Yeah.
I think Mark kind of did quite well when he picked a certain amount of foxtrot, but not a lot of foxtrot.
Yeah. Yes.
So it was just kind of enough, and I think that he used the entertainment of the actress bit, and so for me it came across actually probably last week and this week her strongest 2 weeks.
Definitely
so well
agree.
done to her.
Yeah, she did say it was her favorite number that she's done. What did you guys think, Anna?
Again, she's not the most coordinated. I do agree with the judges that she does need to continue working on her upper line. Her shoulders get a bit stiff, but it's almost like she's holding breath, like she's still thinking about it, you know, versus just being in it. But I thought last 2 weeks she's more in it than ever before. Routine wise, I thought it was clever, it was fun, it was quirky. I love when Mark does this funky things, you know, when he gets a little bit into a fun
Costume, anything for a costume.
Yes.
Everything at all. Boom.
Yeah, he can really pull it off, like being kind of goofy dude, you know, but still a really good dancer on top of that. And geez, she's a fantastic actress. I mean, she was, But she did say she felt that character, she felt that dance, it was something she could really do well, which is
definitely. Kristyn, what do you think?
I've just got to say I've loved this partnership all the way through, and I want to ask Shirley, like, I feel like Mark is having so much fun with her. I feel like he's re-energized this season, and his choreography's been spot on. I mean, has he talked about, like, just what he's loved about Candace?
He well, first of all, he loves her faith, and he loves that the fact that she brings that and that she's true to herself. So I know, for example, when I go sometimes on a Sunday to wardrobe with them, and she's quite modest and she sticks to that, and she will not be swayed, and she's going to wear a certain kind of thing that's modest for the TV audience. She has 3 young children, so she constantly wants to bring that family atmosphere, to, if you like, to her performance, and I love that about her. And even when they say, can we cut this a little lower, can we do this, nope, it goes up. And then Mark was teasing her the other day about a costume he was going to wear that was shirtless, and she just kind of looked at him like, really, Mark? He goes, just kidding. So I think that he's he could have took his shirt off for the second number they did, but she was much happier if they all, she didn't mind it being unbuttoned, but she quite wanted them all to stay in a shirt, and everybody respected that. And I love that she brings clean, from a beginner point of view, to that clean atmosphere to this show.
Yes.
I love that.
And she looks sexy. Like, I love the message that she's sending out, 'cause she looks sexy as hell every single week. But she's covered up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's class. I mean, she's like a sparkly diamond. You can't buy that.
I love it. They got a 36. What do you think? Good score, Julz?
I think it's pretty
I think
good.
it was good.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Now, that could have been a little higher. I thought, well, I mean, I don't know.
I thought 36 was a good score.
I thought it was good compared to another one, maybe, I don't know.
Well, I feel like she's finally getting the score that she deserves.
Yeah.
Because I felt she was underscored. We all talked about it for the first 4 weeks, and now she's finally at the scores that she should have. And like Shirley said, she's bringing it up a notch every single week.
And that's what I've liked about her this season, is that you've seen the story and you've seen a development of her. It hasn't been the same from week 1 to the semi-final. She's growing every single week, and that's what the show should really be more about, I feel. It's people growing and changing, developing. And for herself, you've seen a different Candace from week 1 to week 8. I feel, and I think that's beautiful.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Well, I just want to take a second. If you all are enjoying our show,
which you are,
which we love, thank you for tuning in. Please go to iTunes and rate us. We sincerely appreciate you doing that. 5 stars would be awesome. It helps us bring you great content week after week, and we certainly appreciate you listening and tuning in. Thank you so much. Look at them over there.
It's him. He's
5. Rate it 5.
Whoever sits next to him becomes a little bit like this.
It's true. It's true. It's Julz energy.
The energy.
Yeah. See, it's you this week, Anna.
Can you feel across the table, Suri?
Yes, I certainly can, Julz. Okay, moving on. We've got Pita and James doing the Viennese waltz. Can I just say they look alike? Does anyone ever notice that? That they actually look alike. Their faces. Like they do. Sorry.
I haven't noticed that, but I'll look next week.
They look alike.
I'm going to go to Kristyn. What do you think of their dance?
The Viennese waltz, I thought it was really pretty. They looked good together. His butt was sticking out. I noticed that right away. I was like, look at that booty. But it just was like fine. It was pretty. It was fine. It wasn't something that was really memorable to me this week. And I feel like maybe we've seen him at his best, and this is where he's going to stay. I think he's plateaued.
I felt that the Viennese waltz was a little wooden. I like him as a dancer. I mean, he had obviously his legs were too bent and his bottom was dropped out a little bit. He keeps a good frame, but generally I didn't think it was. I agree with you. It wasn't a memorable week for him, and certainly was by far not his best dance. That's what I feel. But I like him. He's very, very handsome.
Yeah, just like Abby Lee Miller, he's like, oh, I'm going to give you a good score because you're handsome, and I would love to have a date with you. But it's like, really?
The chance it'd be a fine thing.
Yeah. In another life.
The pigs will fly before that one.
Oh, my God.
In another life. But, yes, it's kind of like, he did not take his shirt off this week, so it was kind of harder.
Wow.
You know what I mean? God. You know what I mean? I feel like they went for...
your pregnancy hormones are still going over there.
It's the post-pregnancy, never sleep, and always running around like a maniac. Hormones.
Oh, my God.
It's kind of like they went for the clean... Okay, I respect that they went for the clean feel and the complete opposite from the week before, where they were both, really undressed. Now,
well, not really undressed because she was more covered up than the opening number. Just so I could say that one more time.
still very, very undressed.
Okay.
Moving
So moving
on.
on.
And I feel like they wanted to prove like we can do other stuff as well than what we've done in the past, which was a little bit more gimmicky. Can he? I don't know.
Can he what?
Can he
he
develop
do it?
anymore?
Right,
I think I
don't
agree.
know.
Maybe
You know, he's very handsome. He's a hard worker.
nice
A
person.
nice person. He partners Peter really well. But there's a certain stiffness to him. He's not a fluid dancer. And I think at this point we have dancers in the competition that are left are all very natural, coordinated up the wazoo like the Olympians.
Sure.
You know, even Amy. I mean, Amy is super coordinated actually and very athletic and very rhythmical.
Yeah.
And James just isn't quite. And he tried to be, you know, very regal and very strong with his posture, but that just came across as stiff to me.
Right.
And
Well, the scores were all over the place. 8, 9, 10, and 9. 36.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit mixed up. I mean, it's always harder for the male celebrity,
Yes.
to maintain a frame, have turn and sway, get around the floor, lead the partner, learn the choreography, and get it all down. I know maybe some people have done it better in the past.
And keep up
I
with
agree.
Peter too.
And keep up with Peter with that little machine, because that is not easy. But I think, the little technical things. Okay, the butt was a little bit back, could have been, straighter from hip to head, a little bit taller. I was dropped slightly at places. Definitely, I know they tried to make this a cleaner one, like you said from last week. I know that they definitely wanted to make sure that this was a cleaner sort of number, a little less full on maybe. And I think the sense of it we all got was very pretty and nice, and it was enjoyable.
Yes.
That's basically what we all got from it. So,
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get to the next couple, Amy and Derek, doing the Argentine tango. I just died for the stool and the black stage and the whole, the entire number. And I love that I can feel her intensity and her emotion and just, wow, that's all I have to say. I'm going to throw it to you guys. Who wants to go?
I mean, when she did that penché and kicked the leg back, I was like, what just happened? I mean, how? First she walks out, and I don't know if you had that thought, but she walks out, she's literally on point. Like, she has this much
to stand on.
to stand on. I'm like, how is she even walking? How is that even possible? I mean, she is phenomenal. This woman is a beast. She is out of this world. She proven herself from week to week to week. Yes, Derek has to adjust choreography and be clever. But that's what he's good about. I mean, he's clever, so he's the perfect partner for her. And I mean, killer number. I would not really pinpoint on anything technically. I mean, she was on every single beat. She was in the place she had to be. Every single line, she was there. It was staccato. It was sharp. It was intense and emotional. And I know they had a little bit of a problem with the chair. It keeps falling. Kept falling a few times, but. It's fine.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
It was so great.
Yeah.
Shirley.
Well, of course, Emmy winner, choreographer, Derek, I know, my boy. I mean, I just think he brings it every week. I think he's studious. I think he sits there and he figures out what is this particular person capable of?
Yes.
What can they do? What
We've said
can
that
I bring?
every week about him.
So, I think that he understands he can't let go of her too often. And I just think that his choreography was outstanding. I thought it warranted the 410s. And what can I say about Amy? Both of the boys danced with her this season, but for the grace of God, go we. And she is unfortunate not to have these legs, and she gets on with it, and she proves to people that anybody with a disability can do anything that they want to if they put their mind to it. And this woman is driven, let me tell you. She wants to win. She's not in it for the sympathy vote. She's not in it for people feeling sorry for herself. If you watch week in and week out, she very rarely mentions it. And she gets on like the rest of the players in the team. She wants the best choreography that Derek can give her, and she is up. She's right up there, I feel. Yeah, a lot of public support too.
Yeah. Kristyn, what did you think?
I mean, let's give her a hand because remember she was injured, so she didn't have the rehearsal time that others had. She was watching a lot of times and watching Jenna do it with Derek. So I think that is incredible. And I just want to say for the two of them together, I only see Amy as a dancer. I'm not like looking at her legs or anything else anymore. And I love that. And that's happened probably the past 3 or 4 weeks with me. But I just love that transformation. Like, I'm over that, like, wow, she's a Paralympian. I'm just like, wow, she's an Olympian. She's an athlete. She's a dancer. And I love the message that's getting out.
Yeah, fabulous.
Awesome. Damn, well said. Okay, moving on to the dance duels.
I thought it was great. Thanks for asking. And I love the music
Julz.
that he chose as well. I thought it was one of my favorite tracks that I really wanted to use one day. And you look at that girl, and you know what? You don't even think twice about her. You sit there and you love the performance and what she brings to it. And I think that Olympian sort of, thank you, Anna, that Olympian sort of mentality, she brings that into the studio probably every single day, I can imagine. And wants
She's
to
never
nail it and
changed.
kill it.
She never seems to be up. Her moods are just all the same. She's just a wonderful human being.
Exactly. But thank you very much. Moving on, Suri, next.
Okay,
dance.
Julz, thank you for
No, it's fine.
that.
I'll tag off. It's fine.
You're so cute. Dance duels. First up, we had who do we have here? The Chmerkovsky brothers. Yes, Meryl and Max, and Danica and Val doing the samba.
Which
I feel, I mean, of course, Max and Val are outstanding dancers, and somehow something went wrong in this dual number for me. It just sort of missed. Somehow it missed. I would have to play it back several times to see exactly what missed. It didn't quite look synchronized with each other. I thought the idea of it was that they had to kind of match and be together on the same page. One was going up, one was going down. It all looked a bit not the best.
I almost feel like what kind of pardon my French, screwed them over was the fact that it was the two girls that had to dance together.
No, I didn't.
You know, you don't think so? And
no.
one of the girls is Meryl. So it's like, ooh, that's like one thing. And the other thing, what kind of did them in was the team spirit was not the team spirit, because we saw that there was a bit of a tension.
For the few minutes in the package.
For the few minutes in the package, there was some tension.
Okay.
I mean, it was sweet that they brought in
That could have been one day and they just took that bit and put it in the package.
Yeah, but it was like
I just felt maybe it was a lack of rehearsal, and it didn't bother me that there was two women, because obviously I see lectures all over the world with two men, two women. It really, really didn't bother me that there was two girls, because you can synchronize any routine like it's going to go on stage. It doesn't have to be a male and a female role.
Get the timing straight and the steps
So I just
down.
think it was a little bit of lack of rehearsal, maybe.
I mean, I
choreographic a little bit.
Yeah, they came out. I thought, oh, this is gonna be interesting. That was all white and gold in the two lions.
Fabulously groomed.
You know, really well groomed, like every week anyway. But something wasn't right. I don't know if the plan in the beginning fell apart or they didn't remember what the idea was at the beginning. I'm not saying that is it, but maybe. And the two girls by themselves, why not smash up some bachacadas, couple of whisks, couple of whisks, couple of three-step turns, and you're done. I mean, you know, there's only 20 seconds. It's not much to get them to do. And I don't know, the lines weren't quite the same. They weren't. I don't know what happened.
One was up, one was down.
Kristyn, quickly, what did you think?
I think the problem was all I could do was watch Meryl's superior lines and her technique, and it made Danica look like a mess. And I don't think Danica's been a mess. And so it was just really an unfair type of thing, and it wasn't choreographed maybe to their advantage of like, how can we make both of them look really good together?
Right. Well, their score, they got a 34.
That's
so
unfortunate, because I feel like there was a lot of content in it, and it was actually technically a full routine that just was maybe under.
It was the solo. I think maybe the solo was what didn't work. Just the solo bit.
For me, that's what didn't work, the solo part. But we got to move on because we have too much to get to. Moving on to Candace and Mark, Charlie and Sharna doing contemporary.
Underscored.
Love this.
Wow. Underscored.
Loved this.
Underscored.
I loved it.
I did too. I wrote down
eliminating
loved it in big
two
letters.
marks because she got a dress code.
Yeah. Go jump off the bridge. I'm sick of
that.
But
I thought it took a lot of courage for Candace to run. I mean, it's something like Anna would do, to run and jump and wrap herself around that man and be flip left and flip right and up and over with another celebrity.
Yes.
She had to trust him. That was not easy. Even Mark said this will either work or it won't work.
I was screaming.
And it was unbelievable. For me, it should have been a 40.
Yeah, being in the studio,
I was surprised about that.
It was such a great piece.
Now that was synchronized together.
It was
beautiful.
Beautiful synchronized. And
you're just drawn to it.
Right, the piece itself was
didn't want to leave.
Gorgeous, yes. Now, again, big props. Like, again, we talked about the journey, right? Where Candace started, how she was always in her head, and how she was a bit timid, and not just in the costume, but just timid in the movement. And now she's like jumping and yeah, because that's what I do every day of the week. I just run and jump on the man and wrap my legs
Tell me
around
about it. When we
him.
leave this, it's like, get me in the car fast.
But I have to say again, when we went to wardrobe, you know, the Candace's dress was very long. And Mark said, I want it cut short. I don't want her tripping on it. And he said, and I suggest you do the same, Shauna. And she didn't cut the dress. And then she got caught on the dress. I guess because Mark's done so much contemporary and so much jazz in the past, previously, before the show, that he kind of understands what clothes work and what clothes don't. So it was a bit unfortunate. But anyway, great
Shame
number.
underscore.
Kristyn, what did you think?
I just thought this was a great use of Charlie's partnering skills.
Yeah.
You know, what can we do? We're going to, you know, Candace is going to be able to trust him. He's able to do this. And, you know, he was even giving, you know, Candace some comments because he knew what he was doing. And I thought it was just genius choreographically, that the way that Mark and Sharna choreographed their solo together. I thought it was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Totally.
All right. I'm sorry. I know we could continue talking about it because it was absolutely amazing, but we have got to get through some more stuff. James and Peta, Amy and Derek doing the jive. Wow. I loved it. Super fun. What did you think, Shirley?
I think she was a little bit frustrated this week because she didn't feel that perhaps she could do more different styles of choreography or something a little bit more advanced. But you know what? I always think sometimes sticking to something simple, you know, keep it simple, stupid, kiss. I mean, they kept the jive super clean, super together. She even manages to slip her foot. She looks lighter on her feet than some of the professionals I teach, might I say. And I just thought it was an outstanding number. Also, very, very well synchronized together.
Perfectly synchronized.
Yeah, perfectly synchronized.
Nothing was out. I don't think I saw anything.
Yeah.
No.
Great number. Just fabulous.
Yeah.
I think that was a very clever decision on the pros' parts to keep it simple for both of them.
Yeah.
Something that they could perform instead of think about performing. And that's, you know, the outfits were great. They were a lot of fun. They worked for both girls. I think both girls look fantastic. And I have to give it to Amy and James because when they were partnered together, they did not lose the energy. They kept the energy of jive going. Their knees were kicking and flicking.
And slipping and pointing and
I
legs
know,
up at the
right?
back. And like I said,
very,
professionals
Legs
didn't do that.
everywhere. Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Lazy
Now,
balls.
I was very impressed. So, yes, simple, absolutely. But why overcomplicate things? If you can have simple and great and clean and precise and synchronized, don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
That's what it was meant to be like. That all these numbers were meant to be like that. Perfect, synchronized celebrities dancing together. And they took every single box. I can't really add anything else to what everyone said. I mean, it was perfect, not overcomplicated. Boom, there you go.
Kristyn, what do you think?
Yeah. Just echoing what everyone said. It was clean, it was fun, it was well choreographed, and I do love it when the pros really take a look at the strengths and keep it simple and really look at the strategy of it, and that's exactly what they did, and that's why we wound up with the jive that looks like that.
Yeah, they got a 39.
Yeah,
Very
it's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That was very
Great.
good.
Yeah.
Well, and then of course we got to talk about the elimination. Danica going home.
Yeah.
Who were you guys surprised?
Not from the week before. Sorry, I said that the week before because we all say at the end
Yeah,
of
it
the
wasn't
show,
the week.
you know?
It wasn't the best from the week before.
Yeah.
But I looked at that lineup, and you know, some part of me thought that perhaps it was going to be Candace. I really thought that maybe because she's been in the bottom more times than anybody else.
Right.
But then her performance last week, her tango was outstanding.
Amazing.
So
Exactly. That
I
could've been
think the
perfect
audience
timing.
chose to save her, and I think they're all great at this point. So I think it's sad
Yes.
to see anybody leave.
They really are. It's
Yeah.
like anybody.
Yeah.
I was holding my breath because I was really hoping that Danica would stay, but then again, who goes home?
Who goes home?
Is it's either Candace, who is such a fantastic story, such a fantastic just human development in becoming this dancer, right?
Butterfly,
Right? Or James, and we kind of losing all of our male celebrities, and I would love to see some, you know, female pros still on the show. So it's like, but I'm just bummed for Val and Danica because I thought every single week they brought a great performance. The choreography was beautiful. She was great.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
Same. So nothing really else to say. I said that from last week. I said that's going to harm her having that injury from last week's number, because that was the weakest I've ever seen her, and everyone else was actually quite strong.
Right.
And I knew in my head, in my gut, in my waters.
Oh my gosh.
I felt it in my waters, you know what I mean? So I thought she would go from the week before, and it's a shame, but I kind of felt that, because that performance last night was beautiful, and she has done some great jobs this season.
Definitely. Kristyn.
I just want to say, Facebook has been proving absolutely correct as to who's going home, and it would seem to be Danica, and she did go home. And people need to, and I said this last night on Twitter, I'm like, everyone needs to wrap their brain around that. I think Candace is going to make the finale. Her fans are voting strong, and she's improving and peaking at just the right time. So watch out. She may be the person that it might be someone else that goes home next week, not Candace.
That's an interesting point for sure. Well, I want to talk about your son for a few minutes, and I know that there's a lot going on. So let's start with, first of all, his single dropping.
His single dropped yesterday, May the 5th, and the video that I just saw that was put together, very beautiful professional video that was directed by Derek, is it's like a mini movie. I want to say it's like a mini movie. It's amazing, so please watch out for it. There's a teaser already on YouTube. It just dropped today, and on the 14th will be the drop of the video, and yesterday the single came out, so you can download that from iTunes.
Yes, go download that.
Download it from iTunes or 189 other digital retail outlets.
Amazing.
I'm going to plug him a little bit
love
here.
it.
It's infectious, it's fresh, it's fun, it's funky, and it's got a great pop sound. So, and what's great about it is he can not only sing, but he can entertain, and he can dance, and he can ballroom, and he can jazz, and he can do contemporary, and all the other things, so please don't miss out. He's a classically trained guitarist from the time he was 8. So at 17, he won Young Actor of the Year when he was in Great Britain. Wow.
Amazing.
So acting really for me is his forte. Dancing was always his hobby, but music is his passion. And I really feel that if we can get America, and if you viewers would get behind this young man, get your friends, your family, the dog, the cat, the fish in the fishbowl, I don't really care. Anybody who can download from iTunes, he's moved up in the top 100 to 24 in the iTunes chart. Wow. And that is down to you. That is down to America. That is down to all those beautiful men and women and children that have helped this child download. We're just so grateful, and we have gratitude. Please follow him on Twitter and Instagram, and check out his Facebook page, because he does a lot of behind the scenes from Dancing with the Stars, and all tags are Mark Ballas. So give him a shot. He's 20 years now trying to do his music. I know you all see him as the dancer on Dancing with the Stars, which he loves, and he loves you all, but his heart, it lies with his music. And anybody, Julz, all of us here, we go to all his shows every other week. We've supported him. Well, Anna for 10 or 15 years, she's been my student, and she's dragged her to every single thing that he's done. But again, I want to say, as they say, vote on Dancing with the Stars, I'm asking you as a mother, to all those mothers, please download on iTunes Mark Ballas, get my name, and watch out for the video that will come out on the 14th. I appreciate that.
Incredible.
I just tweeted out the link on my Twitter page, so in case anyone wants to look for it, they can find it there. And I want to say, Whitney Carson, what a little star. She looks amazing.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And wait till you see her in the video. That is hot. This is just not a video. This is I want to say, steamy, sensual, but with class, and expensive, but it's just set in 1930s with the old clothes and the old jitterbug type of movements, and it's just a beautiful piece to watch. I watched it yesterday several times with Mark, because him and Derek have just done the final cut, so watch for the 14th. I think you're going to love that somebody can dance and sing. So they don't stand there like a bump on a log. They are moving those tushes, and they are there to entertain you. So please get behind this child.
Here we go. I can't wait to see the video.
Yes,
I'm dying to see it.
Absolutely.
What else do you have going on? I know you have a million, like
Derek's
tour.
got his tour going now, 40 states, and lots of them sold out, 8,000 in arenas. So we've had to move to matinees for him and Julianne, so that's also proven very successful.
Incredible.
And also watch out after the 6-week tour that Derek's book is going to drop, and that's been exciting. I've been very grateful to be able to help him, write some parts in his book and remember things that he's had as a young child. I think it's be a bestseller if you get behind that. And that's a young man on a mission as well. So very, very excited about him. And I, last but least, have a competition coming up called the Kill It Classic. I'm now a partner in a competition. It's the first venture that I've had. And it's the 13th through the 17th of August. It's going to be held in Boca Raton Sports Club. It's a beautiful venue, 5-star hotel right on the ocean. So it's a holiday venue as well as a competition venue. Mark and Derek have promised me and assured me they will both be there.
Where is it, Shirley? Whereabouts is it?
It's in Boca Raton in Florida. Am I saying that right? Boca
Yes,
Raton.
Boca Raton.
Boca Raton in Florida. So the boys are both going to be there. So meet and greets. If anybody wants to make their vacation there, we do packages for that as well. So I'm very, very excited about that. The Kill It Classic. 13th through the 17th of August. Both the boys will be there.
That's amazing.
time.
Book it
Congratulations
now.
on everything.
Thank
Is there
you.
anything else? Because you.
No,
I
just, you know, I really, as a mum, I'm just, you know, just so behind Mark with his music at the moment. And I just, you know, I sit with him hour after hour. I've sat with him when he's cried on the bed and he said, you know, Mummy, the dancing seems to come easy, the acting's come easy, and the one thing I want in life's my music, and it's been the hardest thing for me to attain. So, you know, Anna will say 20 years of hard work, and we had this single, fortunate enough for Dancing with the Stars, that they let him perform, which we're grateful for. But most of all, we're grateful to the viewers, to the fans that tune into the show and that tweeted so many fantastic messages yesterday and got behind him. For you as a mother, I'm truly grateful. Thank you.
You must have been beaming and just a ball of light watching him perform on the
It's hard to
show.
sleep and rest. You know, the boys have always got, and Julianne's always got something going on, and there's always one of them calling me with something. I need this, I need that, I need that. But yes, it's exciting, and I'm grateful to be a part of that.
For those people, fans and viewers that are not that aren't in the know, you're basically like a mom to Derek and Julianne.
Well,
and to
Julianne
many of
came
these
to live with us
dancers.
when he was 9, and Derek came to live with us, I think, 11 or 12. And I didn't give birth to Derek, but I sure feel like he's mine. We're 20 years later now, and he calls me on a daily basis. Could you get my lunch? Could you do this? Could you do? I forgot my shoes. Can you mind the dog? Can you do? So I feel like,
a real
you know,
mother, yeah.
Mind the dog.
And but Anna's been with me a long time from a little girl, and Julz has been a great student. So, and most of the people on all the Dancing with the Stars all over the world, they've passed through my life at some point. So it's great to sit back and watch them all do well. And now Anna's had a baby, and you know, you see them go into motherhood, and you see them move on into different parts of their lives. So yeah, I feel like the dance mom. But not that dance mom. The dance mom, but not that
Good
one.
dance mom.
Shirley, can I ask you something? Would you ever want to be a judge on, I mean, I know this one might be
Great
a little
question.
hard, but Strictly Come Dancing in England?
Absolutely.
love
I
to do
wouldn't
something
mind
like
being
that?
on one on Dancing with the Stars. I mean, I could
Be a
be
perfect
very
judge.
non-biased. I mean, Julianne was able to judge her brother, and she was
Very
able
true.
to judge Mark like a stepbrother. So
Why hasn't it happened yet?
I think I could be very
Has Corky been a
non-biased.
guest judge?
No, he hasn't.
No.
He was on the show, wasn't
on
he?
the
with
show, though.
Cloris Leachman.
Yes.
But yes, I would
Cool.
be open to any country really doing that. I think it
I'd
could
love
do
to see
with
that, actually.
some nice, good, strong feedback that's not written by somebody else.
100% you
For
belong
sure.
as a judge on our show here in America.
No
and
doubt.
Anywhere else.
Or England, anywhere.
Let's get into predictions. For-
Do not start with me. It's me every time.
I know.
After
I
Buzz
will
TV.
go to Anna first. Who do you think's going home next?
James.
Shirley.
James.
Kristyn.
James, Candace is going to that finale.
Julz.
I'm just going to go with majority, James.
Yeah, I'm going with James too. I think it's his
Sorry,
time.
buddy. You're hot
Sorry.
and nice, but
Cute.
Yes, he is. I've enjoyed him.
But he's got a big fan base.
but-
He's got a big fan base too.
I just don't think
So
he's
we'll
gonna.
see.
He doesn't hold up to the rest of the group. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for today's show. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week. We have Lindsay Arnold in studio, which will be fun.
Love Lindsay.
Gorgeous. Where can everybody find you, Julz?
At Julz Tocker everywhere.
Anna.
at Trebunskaya on Twitter, Trebunskaya on Instagram, Anna Trebunskaya Facebook and website.
Well, and I'm the hopeless one of the bunch because I'm so. But I think it's Shirley Annette on
Shirley Annette B.
Shirley Annette B on Twitter. Is
Yes,
it?
it's on
Tweet,
Twitter.
tweet, and I'm just getting on Instagram, and I haven't learnt Snapchat yet. And Facebook, you
Facebook.
can look me up on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, please.
I'm at Suri Serano. And Kristyn, where can we find you?
at Kristyn Burtt. I've been tweeting the whole time. And Shirley, just to let you know, everyone loves your hair. So just wanted to pass on the compliment from the chat room today.
Thank you. I have very fine hair, so it's quite difficult to make it even look respectable, but I appreciate that. Thank you so very much.
Oh gosh,
Thank you.
we thank you for being our guest today. Thank you for being here. That's gonna do it.
Woohoo!
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.